Excited to bring more crossover news of the upcoming 2023 Mazda CX-50. There's going to be some new but old Mazda technology that has not yet been seen in America. Stay tuned.
More car vids. More car vids.
We're going to break down a few pictures here of the upcoming 2023 CX-50, and we're closer than ever to Job 1 production, which begins in January. So we have so much yet to come, but diving into some of these pictures led me to scratch my head a little bit about some older Mazda technology that now is coming to America for the first time ever in the CX-50. Of course, I'm talking about Mazda's I-Stop technology, and that I-Stop or idle stop is what other manufacturers have referred to as the start and stop, or this is where the engine at stops will shut down to save fuel. So let's jump into some pictures and we'll break down how this could benefit the CX-50 and all other Mazdas. Here's a beautiful polymetal gray vehicle, and you can see these have my favorite wheels, kind of that new pizza style wheel. This is the 20-inch wheel. So some of that off-road sport package, whatever they're going to call it, has the 18s. This is the 20-inch wheel, and this is a great shot of the profile. I really the more I look at the CX-50, the more I'm in love with it. I hope you're the same. Even with the wider fenders on this polymetal gray and any darker colors, I don't think they'll show up as much or it won't look as bad. Of course, looking up top here, all the roof rails are going to be standard as they're pushing this utility style vehicle. Take another look here. This is a direct profile. Love the roof line. You can see just by comparing, it's stretched out a little bit longer than the CX-30, of course, which it shares a platform with, but also the CX-5. So we've got a long hood and stretched out rear end for more cargo. So excited about that. Here is the beautiful terracotta interior, which that center stitch pattern there, also going to see in other vehicles, I believe, as we continue through this new crossover lineup through Mazda, but looks fantastic on the with the polymetal gray. And I'm sure this terracotta is going to be limited exterior colors, so only going to be matched up with certain exterior colors. Here's another look at that interior and the steering wheel. And this is where I first started to scratch my head a little bit as we zoom in to all of these buttons and features here. Of course, you have the power rear liftgate, the memory seating. Then up top, you have the safety ring there, 360 view camera, rear parking sensors, and the traction control off. But then to the far right, what do we see? The I-Stop off. So we haven't seen this in America, this idle stop through Mazda. And as I mentioned before, what it does is it shuts down the engine when you come to a stop to save fuel. Now, this idle stop or I-Stop system of Mazda's is different than other manufacturers because it doesn't require a starter or the starter to fire up again to get the engine going. This actually uses compression. So it uses a pretty sophisticated system to make sure that the cylinders all stop at the right point so that they can compress with a little bit of, with the right air and fuel mixture, compress to ignite and get everything going again. And because it doesn't require a starter, it actually compresses and starts in a lot shorter time frame. I believe it's 0.35 seconds is when this thing fires up. And so it's pretty quick. It's so seamless that it increases that driving experience and falls in line with everything else, the driving dynamics that we love about Mazda. Now, I know that a lot of people are not as excited about this in situations of other manufacturers that have this technology, which is why you have that button that you can disengage it. And I'm sure that this is just like other manufacturers with every engine cycle, you'd have to hit that button again. And of course, it'll light up there to let you know that it's off. The overall picture here is that Mazda, much like other manufacturers and recent CAFE changes and updates from previous administrations, we know that right now we're under that 35.5 requirement for cars and trucks, 39 for cars, 30 for trucks to meet at 35.5. Moving forward with other requirements for 2025, the last two administrations ago wanted it to be 55 or 54.5, but now we're kind of in between there from the last presidential administration, and it's really just waiting to see in the next couple of years what's going to happen. However, we know that there's going to be a gradual increase over time for the required fuel economy increase on vehicles, and Mazda is just putting this technology, or should I say, making this technology available in America to help with those requirements. So love it or hate it, it's something that with government restriction is going to have to be there, and that's why it's been available for about the last 2014, 2015 is what I could find in Mazdas from other countries and other markets. Now, I think also this will be coming in not just the 23 model new crossovers, but also if you look at this picture here, this is one of the photos from the CX-5s that have been, the 22s that have been released in Japan. And as you can see lit up on the dash right here is the I-Stop light. So I don't know if that means it's engaged or disengaged. However, this is a Japan spec model, so not sure if we'll see that on the 22s or not. However, you've got to think at some point with them going full all-wheel drive in their SUV or truck line that they kind of know that this is something that they might get some leeway a little bit of the fuel or the EPA standards on miles per gallon. So I-Stop, all-wheel drive, could be a way that they can counteract some of these requirements. Not saying that Mazda is trying to avoid the better fuel economy, as we know with more EVs and more hybrids coming out later with Mazda, that they are trying to get better fuel economy overall. But this could be something to regain some of the driving dynamics without having to suffer on performance. That's all I've got for this one. New but old technology coming to America, and we probably will see it first in the CX-5, which are supposed to be hitting end of January, beginning of February, and then of course the CX-50 coming in March to April. So I don't know if it's for all or just some, but we'll have to wait and see as more information on the CX-50 rolls out. I haven't heard anything about the I-Stop and the CX-5. This may be something they're just kind of sliding under the rug and we won't know till they come in, or it could just be that they're continuing to have it overseas and not in America. But I'll keep my ear to the ground listening for all the latest Mazda news, and I hope that you have a happy holiday season, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.